Many years ago, at a pivotal time in my life, someone very wise taught me that resistance is never futile, and that the friendship and solidarity of a community of unique individuals is the most powerful force in the galaxy.
TrekThe.Vote for fair elections is just such a community. We are fans, actors, and creators brought together by the power and principles of Star Trek.
Those principles tell us that the outcome of an election should reflect the tally of the eligible ballots cast. Unfortunately, the calculations of multiple nonpartisan elections experts project a high likelihood that there will be intentional disruptions to both the process of voting and the process of counting every ballot this election cycle. If such incursions are allowed to succeed, the ramifications for this timeline will be incalculable.
That's why it's essential that every Starfleet officer in the United States sign up and volunteer with one or more of our election integrity partners at TrekThe.Vote.com.
You might be assigned to work with fair count, keeping watch outside of polling places throughout the South and Southwest, monitoring for voter suppression and intimidation, and providing food and water to voters waiting in long lines.
You might be assigned to work with election protection, to monitor social media for disinformation about voting, and work with a special team to get it taken down.
You might even get accepted into a training program that prepares you to become a professional poll worker or election machine technician. There are many more postings to consider. To get a list of them all, simply go to TrekThe.Vote.com.
But Starfleet has another assignment for you. We need you to make a plan.
Because of the pandemic and other factors, this election is going to be different from any we've ever experienced. It may be days or even weeks after the polls close until we know the results of this election, as millions of ballots work their way through the postal system.
How we handle this period of uncertainty will be remembered and scrutinized for lifetimes to come. So you have to ask yourself, how do you want history to remember you?
You decide now how you will respond if anyone in a position of power declares this election to be over before every ballot has been counted, or attempts to delegitimize the time-tested processes that state and local elections officials use to validate and count ballots.
Decide what you will do if an election official in your state faces bullying, threats, harassment, or any other kind of shakedown as she attempts to do her job.
Consider how you'll seek out and advance objective reality when people make unfounded claims in person, online, or from behind a podium.
And finally, decide what you will do if there are protests, especially if nonviolent protesters are met with a violent response.
These scenarios are difficult to contemplate, and there are no easy answers.
But while this may be a confusing or even frightening time, none of us is alone. Our communities and our shared values will help us to persevere.
To prepare for what may lie ahead, we recommend that every Starfleet officer read the final report of the nonpartisan Transition Integrity Project, which further outlines some of the scenarios we are likely to experience in the coming weeks and months.
The report can be downloaded at TrekThe.Vote.com, which, I must remind you, is also where you can sign up to be a Trek the Vote for Fair Elections volunteer.
As a volunteer, you'll receive regular updates from Starfleet Command about what you can do after the polls close to ensure that every ballot is counted.
I know this all may seem daunting, but we have every confidence in you.
Because we have seen your principles, your discipline, your loyalty, and your courage. You are Starfleet.
The real Starfleet.
Thank you for taking part in this journey with us.